I'll be back with Steve and Leslie in just a bit, but we want to take you now to Philadelphia, where, as you can see, First Lady Michelle Obama is speaking at a campaign event for Hillary Clinton.
These last 8 years, in his first term alone, Barack had to rescue our economy from the worst crisis since the Great Depression. He had to make the call to take out Osama bin Laden, respond to devastating natural disasters like Hurricane Sandy, and so much more. So when it comes to the qualifications we should demand in a president, to start with, we need someone who'll take the job seriously. Someone who will study and prepare so that they understand the issues better than anyone else on their team. And we need someone with superb judgment in their own right, because a president can hire the best advisors on earth, but I guarantee you that 5 advisors will give 5 different opinions. And it is the president and the president alone who always has to make the final call. We also need someone who is steady and measured, because when making life or death, war or peace decisions, a president just can't pop off or lash out irrationally. No, we need an adult in the White House, I guarantee you. And finally, we need someone who is compassionate, someone who will be a role model for our kids, someone who's not just in this for themselves, but for the good of this entire country, all of us. See, at the end of the day, as I've said before, the presidency doesn't change who you are, it reveals who you are. And the same is true of a presidential campaign. U.S. presidential campaigns are very long, nearly 2.5 years or half of one presidential term. Just think about that. So if a candidate is erratic and threatening, if a candidate traffics in prejudice, fears, and lies on the campaign trail, if a candidate thinks that not paying taxes makes you smart, or that it's good business when people lose their homes, if a candidate regularly and flippantly makes cruel and insulting comments about women, about how we look, how we act, well, sadly, that's who that candidate really is. That is the kind of president they will be. And trust me, a candidate is not going to suddenly change once they're in office. Just the opposite, in fact, because the minute that individual takes that oath, they are under the hottest, harshest light there is. And there's no way to hide who they really are. But see, at that point, it's too late. They are the leader of the world's largest economy, commander-in-chief of the most powerful military force on earth. With every word they utter, they can start wars, crash markets, fundamentally change the course of this planet. So who in this election is truly ready for that job? Who do we pick? Well, for me, and I hope there are some who are still deciding here, but for me, it's very clear that there is only one person in this race who we can trust with those responsibilities, only one person with the qualifications and temperament for this job, and that person is our friend Hillary Clinton. So let me tell you why. We know that Hillary's the right person because we have seen her character and commitment, not just during this campaign, but over the course of her entire life. We've seen her dedication to public service, how after law school she became an advocate for kids with disabilities. She fought for children's health care as First Lady and for quality child care as a senator. And when she didn't become president in 2008, Hillary didn't throw in the towel. No, she once again answered the call to serve and earned sky-high approval ratings for the outstanding job she did for us as our Secretary of State. And for those who question her stamina to be president, Hillary's resilience is more than proven. As she said on Monday night, she's the only candidate in this race who has traveled to 112 countries, who's negotiated a ceasefire, a peace agreement, a release of dissidents, who spent 11 hours testifying before a congressional committee. Hillary is tough. And when she gets knocked down, she doesn't complain. She doesn't cry foul. No, she gets back up. She comes back stronger for the people who need her most. And here's what's also true. Hillary is one of the few people on this entire planet, and clearly the only person in this race who actually has any idea what this job entails, who's seen it from every angle. The staggering stakes, the brutal hours, the overwhelming stresses. And here's this thing, she still wants to do this job because she believes that she has an obligation to use her talents. What do we teach you all? To use your talents to help as many people as possible. That's why Hillary Clinton is running. See, now that's dedication. That's what love of country looks like. So when I hear folks saying that they don't feel inspired in this election, I have to disagree. See, because for 8 years, I have seen what it takes to actually do this job. And here's what I know for sure. Right now, we have an opportunity to elect one of the most qualified people who has ever endeavored to become president. Hillary has been a lawyer, a law professor, First Lady of Arkansas, First Lady of the United States, a U.S. Senator, Secretary of State. That's why I'm inspired by Hillary. I'm inspired by her persistence, her consistency, by her heart and by her guts. And I'm inspired by her lifelong record of public service. No one in our lifetime has ever had as much experience and exposure to the presidency. Not Barack, not Bill, nobody. And yes, she happens to be a woman. So trust me, Pennsylvania, experience matters. Preparation matters. Temperament matters. And Hillary Clinton has it all. She's the real deal. I have come to know her very well over the years. And I know that she is more than ready, more than able to be an outstanding president for all of us. So we cannot afford to squander this opportunity, particularly given the alternative. Because we know that being president isn't anything like reality TV. It is not an apprenticeship. And it is not just about fiery speeches or insulting tweets. It's about whether someone can handle the awesome responsibility of leading this country. So as you prepare to make this...
Again, this is a stop by First Lady Michelle Obama in Philadelphia, LaSalle University to be specific, and her staunch and fiery surrogacy on behalf of Hillary Clinton.